Hey, welcome to Introduction to Computer Networks at NTU. I'm your instructor, Polly. All right, so what you're seeing on the screen, and let me explain. First is Polly talking to her camera, and that's sitting at the top of your screen. Right below that, what you're seeing is the class, the score server. And every lecture, Polly will actually post something on the announcement channel. Those are essential information. So for example, for week 1, episode 1, you see bullet 1 says the link to the live stream. And second, it's a Google Meet link. This is the link for the default office hour. And in some cases, for some of the quizzes, you guys might be invited to join the session with Polly, and we'll interact live on the stream. And last, bullet 3 is typically a reminder of the assignments due the end of the week. So every week there'll be something that you guys will need to submit, whether there are the quiz solutions or the PA solutions. So for week 1, we have 3 quizzes due, quiz 1, 2, and 3. And the first one, you will hear it today, all right? And by the way, the list of the quizzes due each week might be adjusted at the end of the second lecture that day because it really depends on the progress of the lecture. So most of the time, there'll be less quizzes due actually at the end of the week. And the due date is always the Saturday of the week, and the due time is always 6 p.m. And now, next is what you see on the screen towards right of Polly is Golfer. Okay, so this is the mascot of the programming language Golan will be using. So this is in fact the course page. Okay, if you scroll down, you will see that, how one add to the waitlist in order to be added to the course in the middle of the semester. So if you are here looking to join the course, definitely fill this form out if you have not yet been put on the waitlist yet. And below you will see a whole bunch of links. These are all the information you need about this course. So the lecture will take you to the YouTube channel where you find the live stream. The Discord link will take you to the Discord server, etc., etc. Tomorrow, when we have a little bit more time, we'll then try to go over each of the links on the course page. Similarly, tomorrow, when there's more time, we'll try to go over all the important sessions on the link. And next, okay, this is the topics of the day, which is the outline slide. Okay, so what you see is the first topic today is the vital information. And coming up is a short video that talks about the vital information of this course. So this contains all the important serial numbers and etc. to make sure that you are here at the right place. Okay, so this video, vital information, 1 minute. Okay, interesting. It seems that you guys did not hear the sound of the video. Is that right? Yeah, so feel free to type up on the live chat Okay, thank you for the feedback. Because I'm changing where I'm streaming, so the setup needs to be changed accordingly. Let's see what I can do. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do because we'll be playing more videos coming up. So I'll try to adjust the audio setting next. Yeah. Okay. So good. So the microphone's audio is working and being streamed out, but it seems that the audio of the video is not going out. So next topic is pre-words, meaning I need to explain how the course is designed. Okay, and in order to communicate that, I'll be playing a number of videos. Okay, so the first video coming is 4 minutes 20 seconds long. It's to cover the first 3 features. But guys, so I'll be playing the video and try to adjust the audio setting. If it works, I'll come back to try to play it again. Okay, good. Thank you for all these feedback and questions. But guys, we'll be playing more videos, and so this next video I'll be playing, let me know whether you can hear the sound. Okay, so first 3 features of the class. Before we go over the technical side of the class, such as the scope, the semester schedule, and how you guys are going to be graded, let me spend some time talking about how the course is designed and why. This is kind of important such that I provide peace of mind. Let me start with the number 1 feature. Yeah, the course is experimental. It has been sponsored by NTU and the Ministry of Education for years. This is because we have come to realize that offering courses in English doesn't make us more international. It in fact doesn't connect the domestic student with the international students all that well. Therefore, the course is designed to promote a few things such that we connect better. First, we promote interactions, not just between you and me, but also among yourselves. So feel free to answer each other's questions. Feel free to fill each other's sentences. Second, you guys are encouraged to solve problems right there in class. And some of these problems might be open-end problems, meaning there's no one solution to the problem. You guys can form team and have discussions together, or working as an individual, look up information on the web and see if you can come up with a creative solution. And most of all, we promote tolerance to different perspectives. So that's respect each other's differences. You see that we are all different, okay? In this class, you are free to be yourself. Feel free to speak of your opinions as long as you can justify them. Again, the key word is this: open-minded. Now you see that we need to have a lot of interactions. We might be thinking, looking up information in class. So, time constraint is there. And as a result, we won't be able to accommodate too many students in this class. The upper limit is 40, the strict limit is 40. And let's see if we could keep it down to low 30s. Feature number 2, the course is 100% online. The lectures and the quizzes will be broadcasted live over YouTube. Now to address these quizzes, you'll be posting your solution on the discussion board supported by Discord. During the lecture, feel free to post your questions on the chat channel of the live stream. Off class, there'll be also some Q&A channels set up on the Discord discussion board, so we could have interaction there as well. During the lecture, there's also a Google Meet session. This is there for calling purpose. For some of the quizzes, you will be invited to call in and interact with Polly in real time. Other than that, the Google Meet session will stay on over the office hour, so you can call in anytime during the office hour in case you have any questions. And the exams will also be online fully as a Google form. While you are working on the form, you will also call in a Google Meet session so that we could see you visually. Feature number 3. The class is almost 100% in English, including the lectures Polly will be giving, the assignments you'll be turning in, the answers you'll be writing on the exam, in fact, all the in-class, off-class interactions in English. The only 1% exception is this. During the live session, if you're really out of expression, okay, having trouble finding the right words for it, it's okay to say it or type up Chinese. The others or Polly will try to translate for you. Just be careful though, especially during the exam. The credits will be given only when your English is understandable. So try to keep your words and sentences simple and get to the point. All right, so those are the first 3 features. Next, 2 more features. First is about the programming languages of the choice this semester. We'll be using Golang. To many of you, this is probably new. Second is the grading policy and the grade distribution of the years. So, the next video, feature number 4 and 5. Feature number 4. For the programming assignment you'll be working on, this is the programming language you'll be using. Go, or also referred to as Golang. This is a relatively new programming language, but it's very popular and used a lot these days. So this is a table I think I extracted from Reddit. What's shown on the left are the popular websites we see today. And at the top, the programming languages they use to implement the backend server. So if we focus on the popular websites, okay, the services that are accessed by billions of users every day, you see that the languages being used are what? C, C++, Java, PHP, Python. These we know very well. But Golang also being used. And strictly, the very busy websites is also used to implement their server. And this is because of the efficiency of Golang as a programming language. Another reason that might draw your attention learning Golang is this. This is years of experience of a programmer, and this is how much they are earning each year in US dollars. So if you are a C, C++ programmer with 8.5 year experience, you earn about 55,000 US dollars annually. Python programmers, slightly better, less than 8 years of experience, and you get about 63,000 a year. The Golang programmer, maybe 8.5 years experience, but some 20-something% higher salary than the Python programmer. Last reason, and this is Polly's bias, Golang is entirely open source. That means it's easy to extend, easy to borrow existing code, and a really nice subject of study in order to find out why this programming language is so efficient. Nice, isn't it? Last but not the least, feature number 5. Well, I consider this a feature. Polly is not nice. You know what? Polly cannot be nice. Learning process is partly frustrating and partly fulfilling. In fact, the reason you feel fulfilled is because you overcome frustration that you previously thought impossible. Every semester, every year, some of you might not be able to overcome the frustration. Okay? As a way to communicate that this is a course that requires effort, requires patience, okay? Requires positive thinking, and keep going. Let me flash the grade distribution over the past semesters, past years Polly has taught the course. You see that? Mass majority, 70s, 80s, but there'll be some who fail the course. Majority, 70s, 80s, but some fail the course. Okay, and you see the distribution pretty much a skewed bell shape. Occasionally a twin bell, like this. Yeah, so let me quickly flash this over. And let me explain. There are actually 3 more videos coming up, and these 3 videos actually display how the grade distribution would change because of recent policy changes. So here's the first change. Spring 22, again, you see mass majorities in 70s and 80s. But starting from fall 22, there's a major change. The grades are now represented in the letter system. So the 70s and 80s correspond to actually a wider range of letter grades from C plus all the way to A. So in a way, you are seeing a finer granularities of grade distribution using the letter grades. And in such a system, you see the mass majorities fall in these three categories: B plus, A minus, and A. For spring 23, you see again B plus, A minus, and A. Oh, sorry, this should be A. Yeah, this is where the mass majority of the students receive in the end of the semester. And this is fall 23, mass majority falls in these three categories again. And now the second change, and this is a change after a couple years where we have these AI tools around. This is the grade distribution from spring 2024, the last time the course is offered. And I would like to spend a little bit more time here because, as you can see, the distribution is no longer bell-shaped. That's because the peak of the bell has shifted towards the higher grades. As a result, the class average falls in this range, which is substantially higher than previously this range. And there's a very good reason for this shift because Poly discovered at that semester that it's no longer fair keeping the class average here. And allow me to explain. The first reason of such a change is because of the class format. The lectures are all recorded, means the quiz problems are all in the videos available online. The programming assignments, if you just read the PDF description, it can be very challenging. But students now discover that there are these walkthrough videos. If they just patient and follow through the videos or speed up the video to some degree, the programming assignments are actually manageable. And lastly, having the course taught in this format for several years, there's a variety of exam problems. And the students can actually study these exam problems with sample solutions. And some of them probably discover there's a certain pattern and can probably forecast what problems might appear again in the next exam. So these together boosted the performance. Now, the second reason is probably this, the AI tools. These tools are on the rise. They are not exactly new, but spring 2024, we actually observed that the students at the beginning not sure exactly what questions to ask and just take the solutions coming from these tools for granted. Might not work, you see. So the students learn gradually towards the end of the semester. They still need to follow the lectures, learn the terminology, understand the concept, so they can judge whether the output coming from these AI tools are within the context of the course. So very clever. The students are also learning in the process how to use the AI tools properly. So the two factors together resulting in the shift of the class average, which Poly finds a good thing to do, and therefore happily shifting the class average to a higher level. Okay, and we hope that you guys would do the same and be wise using the AI tools and be wise reusing the information about the course that are already available online. All right, but guys, Poly still encourage you guys to use the AI tools, but Poly cannot be grading so generously, and this is due to the third change, and it's a change that's enforced from the top, from the university, but for a good reason. So here's the video to explain, and because this concerns pretty much the grades this semester, it's a little bit long, about 4 minutes this video. And guys, this is the grade distribution for spring 2025. You see here, the proportion of students receiving A plus comparing to 2024 is significantly cut. And this is because the university started a conversation and released statistics about the proportion of students receiving A plus within NTU. The average is now 30% and is still on the rise. And I guess that is why just recently, all the faculty members receiving this email saying that when the proportion of A plus grades are given and beyond 30%, the faculty members will need to explain. So what this says is that we are better off keeping the proportion of A plus we give out below 30%. So what Poly takes as messages are these. First, you know what? Poly is not the only one feeling that in order to grade you guys fairly from generation to generation, we just need to give more of you A plus in this AI tool era. Okay, that's why that percentage is now 30% is still on the rise. And you know what? As we, the faculty members, read the grading instruction, this is what we see, what we expect of A plus. All goals achieved beyond expectation. And there are just more of you achieve all the goals we've set than beyond expectation with all these AI tools around. So I guess that the faculty members are trying to grade us as we comprehend what the instruction says, how we observe you guys. You guys did better. But you see that we also overlook something, and the university was concerned in a right way that this thing, A plus, in the rest of the world is beyond this. In universities in the States, many of them says A plus is top 5%. And just that. They didn't care comparing you guys fairly from generation to generation, from department to department. They just compare you guys within the class. And you know what? If you think about it, that makes sense if they want to make their students competitive. And you know what? The goal of the university is exactly to make you guys competitive. And being in Taiwan, I think it's time to think how we are competitive internationally. And therefore, I can agree with the university more, but to exactly what percentage there we set. If we set it to 5%, that's actually harsh as we are trying to get competitive. Okay, because if we set a too high standard, it can be frustrating. And that somehow compromises the performance because of emotional issues. And so, hey, actually, I don't know. I don't know if you guys have a saying of what is the right percentage to set for the A+. But I like that, okay? NTU is a place that is open and we can all have a saying. So that the conversation goes on. For the moment being, however, okay, for spring 2026, let's try to cap the A+ proportion to about 20%. Okay, so this year, we'll try to maintain the proportions of A+ and A's about 20%. If you don't know, what I learned recently from universities in the States is that Harvard has tried to cap their A level, that includes A and A+, to 20% plus 4. Okay, so people there obviously do some statistic. They collected a lot of data and done some statistics and feel that that is the right boundary to set for the moment. NTU is very generous. You see that A+ capped to 30%. So maybe we'll have some 50% of A level grades still in recent years. But guys, expect that ratio gets lowered and lowered gradually. Because that inflation of having A level grades at high percentage, that needs to be fixed somehow. And we will also need to think about how we compare you guys from generation to generation as well, because the changes recently, technically speaking, is so fast. It's a little bit hard to adjust. I think that's the root cause behind. I'm not sure whether it's good or bad. What I am sure is that we need to adapt also quickly. Okay, guys. Now, that explains all the important class designs, and you can probably feel already that the course is running in a very different format. But you know what? We will remain interactive. Okay, and you will see as the quiz is coming up. Now let's move on. I realize that some of you might still be looking to join the course, and some of you have already emailed me earlier and filled the Google form out on the course page. Now, some of you might realize how you can attend the lecture and where the class pages are a little bit later. It's okay. In the next video, I'm going to tell you how you can add yourself to the wait list. All right, so that's a 1-minute video about adding to the course. Now, in case you're looking to join the course, you're going to need an ad code. Now, because of the course design, we won't be able to take in too many ads, and the capacity this semester is at the high 30s. These ad requests will be handled on a first-come, first-served basis, and we'll need to check whether you have fulfilled the course prerequisites. In order to do that, we ask kindly that you fill this Google form on the course page. There you need to upload your transcript in order to facilitate the check. We ask also kindly that you complete quiz 1 and 2 to show that you are serious about taking the course, which means you want to follow the first 2 weeks of lectures essentially. The results will be announced next Wednesday, 5 p.m. on the class Discord board. In case you make the cut, you will see your student ID with your ad code next to it. All right. Now, last of the pre-words, the cautions. Many of you might have heard about the class, and the students previously might feel that it's lower in cognitive load. Okay, it feels that it's easier. It feels that you pick up things easier. But the thing is that there are still perspectives in this course, the perspectives of this course that are challenging, and these are where they are. So take these into consideration and be cautious as the semester progresses. To help you assess whether the course is at the right level or right format for you, let me stress these. First, you'll be learning the Socket API to implement internet applications. This is brand new for many of you. And on top of that, you have to do this using a brand new programming language. So the programming assignment here, definitely not trivial. It would take you time. Second, there are many quizzes. They're going to pop up in the middle of the lectures here there. And they will pop up when the technical content required to solve the quizzes are mentioned. If you are not able to follow the live streams, that means you miss the best opportunities to solve the quizzes. That means also you miss the opportunities to participate in the group discussions. The exams are going to be online as Google Forms. So good news is that it's open book. In fact, it's open internet. So you can actually look up answers. But the bad news is this: open internet also means you have access to each other. So to ensure fairness and to make sure that you focus on working on the exams yourself, the exams are all very long, so that you need every second of the time to answer as many questions as possible. This form of exam is going to be frustrating for many of you, as they are very different from the exams you have taken previously. Okay, bear that in mind. But if you think again, it's going to be fair. Those who understand the notions being taught in class will do better. Those who review these notions so that you can, relay quickly during the exam time will do better. Another way the exam might be a little bit frustrating for you is that there will be programming questions, as programming is an important part of the course. So you guys will need to work on debugging the program right there in the middle of the exam. Now, the lectures being online over YouTube Live might not be comfortable for some of you, as whether it's going to be stable and the video quality, it really depends on the ISPs, okay, from my side as well as from your side. And even though this is called YouTube Live, it will not be exactly real time. It really depends on how far Polly and you are apart. But the advantage is this: the live stream videos will be recorded and available, so you can come back to review what's being taught, what's being discussed during the quiz time. There will also be short videos sorted in the order of the chapters so that you can catch up quickly or review quickly, skipping the chit-chats in the live streams. All right, now finally we'll be talking on the technical side of the course. So first is the admin info. So pay attention, this is how you find the course page and how you access the Discourse server. The most important information is the course page. Yeah, the URL is a little bit long, so just scan this QR code that will take you to the course page conveniently. Now, in case you're on the run and in need of the page, there's an easy way. Just Google Poly, you'll find my page. Click into the teaching link there. You should find another link called Spring 2026 under the Introduction to Computer Networks category. Click into that link, that will take you to the course page as well. All right, so while I take a pause, you guys access the course page. The next video will explain, will tell you also additional admin information. And if you look on the screen, you see that the outline slide changed, right? Right after this next video, which is to finish the admin info, comes next is quiz number 1. Okay, so the quizzes is gonna run live online during the lecture, but it's just to get you started. Many of you might finish the quizzes during the class, but it's okay for you guys to try to finish it up after the class, because the due time of these quizzes are always the end of the week, Saturday, 6 p.m. Right? So now let me give you the rest of the admin info. All right, the lectures are going to be online as YouTube live streams. The first stream will happen Tuesday afternoon, 1:20 to 2:10. Second stream, Wednesday morning, 10:20 to 12:10. And right after the Wednesday lecture is the office hour. It's going to run across noon. For this semester, Poly asks kindly that we meet online over Google Meet if you're coming to the default office hour. And I'll explain shortly why. Now, in case you prefer to meet in person, it's okay. Let's set up an appointment by email or over Discord chat. After we set the time, Poly will let you know exactly where to come to find Poly. So you see that Poly have 2 office locations. No, it's more that Poly is moving, transitioning from one office to another, okay, in the middle of the semester. So during the move, the hardware and the network setup might not be reliable for the lectures. So for the first few weeks, Poly will be streaming live from home. And that explains also why after the Wednesday live sessions, the default office hour, during that hour, Poly might not be able to make it into either of the offices to meet you in person. Okay. But luckily, there's a TA this semester. So Henderson here is going to be our TA. He was a former student of the course and he did a superb job with the class. So in case you feel more comfortable talking to someone more of your age, feel free to send the questions to Henderson or set up an appointment to meet with Henderson. Okay. And that takes us to quiz number 1. All right, so what I would do typically with the quiz is moving to the whiteboard mode, and you will see Poly here dribbling, explaining what the quiz is about. So quiz 1 here is for everyone. So each of you intended to take this course will need to do this. Register a Discord account. I see that many of you might have an account already, but if you want to create one just for the purpose of attending the course, do register for a new one. And then you would join the server. Here's the QR code for you to scan. Some of you, after knowing the course page, figured out where's the link for the Discord server. That's great. Okay. If you haven't find where the Discord server is, scan the QR code now. And then you want to go to the profile setting. Change the display name of your account. and it needs to be your name on the NTU record. And this is probably why you want to create a new account for the course purpose, so that you don't leak too much of your game identity here, all right? And find this channel. Okay, so there are many channels on the class Discord server. Find this W1 quiz 1 channel and go there. Just type hi. Okay. That should be straightforward. And after Polly explaining what the quiz is about, you'll be given time. So for this quiz, you guys have 1 minute time. As you are working on it, Polly will play this video as a cue that it's your time to start, and also allow Polly to count time, because one round of the music is 30 seconds. All right. Go ahead, find the Discord server. Okay, if you want to create an account, try to do that as quick as you can. What's important is that you go to the profile setting and change your name. Otherwise, there's no way we recognize you. Okay, and all your participation on the on the YouTube live chat, as well as the scoreboard, will all be counted towards participation grade, which we will explain tomorrow. And so in order for us to count you in for participation, you need to let me know who you are. Okay. All right, so let's cut the quiz time a little bit faster today, because we are kind of running a little bit late. So what I would do next is to switch to the Discord mode, where, hey, we'll actually check out who you are and what you've done to complete the quiz. And you see, hey, you get to see also what other people, okay, the classmates do. Very good, I see. Okay, very good. So Wei Chen here did a great job, because you also listed the name in English so that the international students will be able to refer you easier. Okay, so guys, if you paid attention, right, the design of the course is such that the domestic students and the international students can seamlessly interact with each other. All right, guys? 启敦, 陈杰, 思贤, 倩如, and many of you, yeah, add your English name, or add how the international students will be able to pronounce your name, right? Next to your NTU name, all right? Good. Yasin, okay, hello, that's a more elaborated version of hi. Okay, that would definitely work. So what Polly will do is to add the emoji here, indicating that, hey, you've done the job, done your work. Okay, so let me just go up. And usually Polly might do is to say, hey, 启敦 is 启纯. Okay, actually, don't tell me. I'll look up the dictionary and find out exactly how to pronounce your name, okay? First, 陈杰 is second, all right? And you are 控肉精灵, interesting. Okay, so, very interesting. And this is Pika. How did you earn these tags? Okay, so Polly uses Discord, but uses Discord solely for the purpose of teaching this class. So if you guys can tell me, this seems something new, okay? And there's a little flower next to you guys, and I actually don't know what those indicates. So if you know, please do share. I think the flower might mean that you are fresh to the server. Because Zheng Boyuan, I saw you joining the server much earlier. That's probably why these other guys have the green flowers, but you don't. There, Ethan, Sim, K Young. All right, good. And Caitlin and Lloyd. All right, good. So Hey, you guys are doing very well with quiz number 1. All right. So that's typically what we do. And so for more challenging quizzes, you guys might come up with different opinions or different answers. And this is also a place you see each other and learn from each other. Okay. Introduction to computer networks or computer network. It's a very engineering topic in computer science or engineering in general. And in an engineered system, a lot of times there's no one way of designing. There are usually multiple ways, and very often you find trade-offs. And therefore, seeing each other's opinions, seeing each other's designs help. Okay. Therefore, I am all for having some interactions and letting you guys seeing each other's answer so that you get to know a little bit better. Given a straightforward question and how people might come up with very diverse solutions. Okay. All right, and you know what? And we'll move on. Topic number 6. Okay. And we still have 10 minutes, so we should have enough time to cover the scope of the content, the technical content we'll be covering. So the first video, however, is more about the prerequisites. So there are actually 2 courses being prerequisites, programming and computer system. So these are important, and we would prefer that you have the knowledge of slightly more advanced programming skills such as data structure, algorithm, but those are not mandatory. So this video explains more why these prerequisites are important. Let's talk about the technical content we'll be covering this semester. So this will be your first course on the internet. We do not assume you know anything about the internet, but we assume you have the basic knowledges about computers and you know how to program. That's why these courses are the prerequisites. You must know how to program. You must also know what's inside a computer. So you need to know how to program using a compiler-based programming language, such as Python, C, C++, or Java. Now, if the only programming language you know is JavaScript, be careful. That's a scripting language. The coding style is somewhat different. You might need some time to adapt yourself into the compiler-based programming language's programming style. You need to know the computers. Inside a computer, if you recall, there's CPU, very important, right? The memory, also very important. And then there's hard drive, display, keyboard, the peripherals. Between the main components and the peripherals, there's a bus, okay, that's connecting everybody together. The thing together is a computer system. Internet. In order to access the internet, we add one more peripheral called the network interface card. So this card here is another peripheral that allow the system here, allow the computer here to send messages out onto the internet to another computer. In this Introduction to Computers course, you should also learn about within a computer. We pass data around as well between the main memory and the hard drive all the time. Okay? What's so powerful about the internet and the relevance of this course to this Introduction to Computer course and operating system course is that internet, network interface card, extends the reach of the data we are producing or we are looking for from within the computer to outside of your computer to the internet. So definitely must have Introduction to Computer Networks. If you do have advanced programming training, or you have taken courses about data structure, or better yet, algorithm and operating system, great. Those will work to your advantage. But be careful though. Internet, as opposed to operating system, we have a whole new suite of mechanisms that we need to learn. Programming, doing Sake programming. So Sake programming is the kind of programming we'll be doing. It's very different from the other programming assignments you run into taking the data structure course, taking an average computer programming course, taking a machine learning course. In those courses, you learn the API to do computations mainly, okay, to do input-output. You most of the time try to come up with an algorithm or better algorithm to make sure that things are complete or complete real fast. Okay. The kind of programming we're doing, socket programming, is to ensure that we call the API in a correct way and we send the message in the right format so that the computers outside on the internet will be able to take the message in and interpret the content and send the corresponding responses that we're asking for. And once the message is in, we need to know the API to extract the data, interpret the content, and send more message, okay, accordingly. So the type of programming we'll be doing here in this course, very different from most of the programming assignments that you run into, taking a computer programming course, taking a machine learning course. Okay, glitches here, but it's okay. Next video is about 4.5 minutes long. It's to give you the scope of the lecture this semester, and it's almost also like a crash course of the internet protocols, okay, in 4 minutes. And here's how we are going to introduce the internet. We'll break it into components and introduce them one at a time. So you'll learn about what these components are. Most of the components are straightforward, but some of them, there could be mechanisms running to sustain the operation of the internet. So we'll learn about how these mechanisms work. We'll go one more step further. Learn about why these mechanisms work this way. Okay, you'll see that there's certain classes of problems that network engineers repeatedly trying to address. Mainly about how we make sure the messages are received correctly. Mainly, the messages are delivered efficiently. Internet is the subject of our study here. We know it's huge, not only because we have many machines connected to it, but also there's so many mechanisms being designed and implemented for it today. Now, in order to introduce them, we try to break them into categories. Okay, and the way that we categorize things is we call them layers. So it's kind of, 1, 2, 3 layer. Okay, some at the top and some at the bottom. Okay, the top layer is called the application layer. Second, transport layer. Third, network layer. Bottom, link layer. Now this is also about the order of the chapters in the textbook. Okay, at the top, we talk about the mechanisms support individual applications operation. Each application typically one mechanism to determine how messages are being sent and how messages are interpreted when they come back. So in the application layer, we have many applications. We have a high diversity of applications on the internet today. And each of them, application layer mechanism, or let me introduce the term, protocol, application layer protocol. One application, one protocol, and this protocol is determining how you send the message out. So at the application layer, many protocols, each of them very simple, serving the purpose of the application they're designed for. Specific, simple. One layer down, the transport layer, you'll see that the number of mechanisms that we need to design and implement much smaller. Okay? You can count them using within 10 fingers. Okay? So number of mechanisms quickly shrink. And the mechanisms we need to design are to serve more general purposes. For example, how we send data correctly, reliably, how we send data efficiently. In fact, these functions are there to support the application layer protocol, because some applications might data to send reliably. Some applications might data being sent efficiently over being reliably. Okay, so you see one layer down. Mechanisms, fewer, more general, and slightly more complicated. One more layer down, the network layer. So the functionality quickly shrink down to just two. The two mechanisms are called the routing and forwarding. So these are the mechanisms that's running in the very center part of the internet. So hey guys, didn't we just say that the internet, on it, many machines are connected to it? So I and my machine connected to the internet. You guys, your machines connected to the internet. But all these machines are called the end systems, and we are called the end users. To connect the end systems together, there is a core network, the internet core. And that network is composed by many routers. These routers, the reason they're called routers is because their main functionality is to find a route so they can forward messages. So my video here gets to you, forwarding the video segments to you. Okay. So at that layer, even fewer functionality, even more general functionality. And you can imagine the mechanism being even more complicated. So in that chapter, you will then run into an algorithm that you might learn in the algorithm course. Alright, so in that video, I had the link layer class, but this semester is a little special. Good news this semester is that we'll be able to cover some of the protocols in the link layer chapter. Now, these protocols are similar to the transport layer protocols, where we talk about data transfer from one user end to another user end to end. The link layer protocols handle data transfer from one node to another, machine to machine. So these machines are directly connected through a wired or wireless link. And guys, that's all for today. And we'll continue talking about the schedule and the grading details, grading policy in details tomorrow. So at the end of the lecture, this is what Polly does. I'll play this music as a cue, saying that you guys are free to go. And before you guys go, however, today, just say goodbye to each other on the live chat. Okay, so again, if you recall, one of the designs such that, hey, we will try to support each other. So before the class starts, checking on the live chat and saying that you're here and greet each other. And before you go, say goodbye. Okay, and thank you for each other's support. There you go, Ivan. Very good. And I say goodbye as well. Bye. Okay, and Polly will also demonstrate. Okay, I see you tomorrow. Okay, well done, everyone.